Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about the proposal to create 2 time zones for India. But before we begin, if you have any clarifications or queries regarding your UPSC preparation or regarding any current affair that we have discussed in the previous lectures, you can connect with me on my Facebook page. Let us start. First of all, let us analyze what is the current affair. Recently, a proposal has been come from CSIR-NPL, that is Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, National Physical Laboratory, to create 2 time zones for India. This proposal has been coming for several years now, but recently the CSIR-NPL has officially made this proposal to create 2 time zones for India. Let us analyze this issue in detail in this lecture. First of all, let us see how is time determined. So for that, let us understand what is lines of longitude. Lines of longitude are drawn exactly a degree apart. That means it divides the earth into 360 zones. So they are vertical parallel lines. You will see in this figure. So there are 360 such lines which divides the earth into 360 zones. So if we consider the spinning of the earth spins 360 degree in 24 hours. So in order to complete 360 degree, earth takes 24 hours. So a longitudinal distance of 15 degree means 1 hour. That means a 15 degree difference means 1 hour difference, and 1 degree difference means a difference of 4 minutes. So considering the time zone followed by any place should relate to its longitudinal distance from any other place. So we will see what is zero line in this regard. So zero line means you will see in the figure the 0 degree line which is drawn across or runs through the Greenwich. Greenwich is in London and it is considered as a standard timeline. So the Greenwich line or the 0 line runs through Greenwich, London, and it identifies GMT. GMT is Greenwich Mean Time. It is also known as Universal Coordinated Time or UTC. And it is maintained by BIPM. BIPM is Bureau of Weights and Measures. It is based on France. Now let us take an example of US. US economy has several timelines. Now let us take the case of US. US follows several time zones across its breadth. So likewise, there is a proposal that India should have 2 time zones. We will analyze this in this video. So hope you have an understanding about zero line or Greenwich meridian. Now let us come to IST or Indian Standard Time. So Indian Standard Time is maintained by CSIR-NPL. We have already seen what is CSIR-NPL. It is Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, National Physical Laboratory. And this IST is based on a line of longitude that runs through Mirzapur in UP. You will see this line. This is run through Mirzapur in UP and it is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of UCT. What is UCT? It is Universal Coordinated Time or the Greenwich Mean Time. So we will see here that the IST or Indian Standard Time is 82.5 degree east of Greenwich. That means it is 5 hours and 30 minutes ahead of the UCT or the Universal Coordinated Time. But what is the problem here? There is a huge difference in the daylight timings between the country's longitudinal extremes. So if we take here and here, 2 extremes of the longitude of the country, there is a huge difference between the daylight timings. So reason is that India extends from 68.7 degree east to 97.25 degree east. So there is a spread of 29 degree. And because of this spread of 29 degree, there is a difference in the daylight times. If we look at the easternmost parts of the country, there is early sunrise and there is also early sunset. So when there is early sunrise, what is the problem? The easternmost parts of the country will lose many daylight hours. the country has a uniform IST. But there is early sunrise in eastern parts. So for the eastern states, they will lose the daylight hours by the time offices, institutions, educational institutions, etc. open. They will lose some daylight hours. And second one is regarding early sunset. So in the eastern region, there is early sunset as well because there is early sunrise. So this will lead to higher consumption of electricity. So there is a concern over the cost associated with this larger consumption of electricity. So if two time zones are created for the country, especially the eastern part of the country, will potentially save around 20 million kilowatt hour energy every year if it follows two time zones. So because of all this reason, over the years there have been demands and debates over India having two separate time zones. But what is the concern here? The concern is regarding the impracticability of having two or different time zones in India. Many complexities are involved in having two or different time zones. So those complexities are making it impractical. Now we will analyze what is the recent proposal made. So recently the CSIR NPL has published a research article describing the necessity for creating two time zones for India. And what is the proposal? The proposal is to create a new time zone which is 1 hour ahead of the existing time zone. And the proposal is to call the new time zone by IST 2. So there will be two time zones. One is IST 1 and second one is IST 2. So the first one, that is IST 1, will be UTC plus 5 hours 30 minutes ahead. UTC is the Greenwich time or the Universal Coordinated Time. So UTC plus 5 hour 30 minutes will be the IST 1, that is the already existing time zone, and second one will be the new time zone which will be created, and this will be UTC plus 6 hours 30 minutes, that is 1 hour ahead of the existing IST. So there will be two time zones, IST 1, IST 2. IST 1 will be the same old one India is following, UTC plus 5 hour 30 minutes. Second one will be IST 2, that will be UTC plus 6 hours 30 minutes ahead. Now let us see what is the proposed line of demarcation. So the proposed line of demarcation will be at the narrow border between the Assam and West Bengal. So here will be the demarcation. So according to the demarcation, which all states will come under IST 1? All the states west of the line will follow IST 1. So all the states towards the west of this line of demarcation will be included under IST 1, and all the states which will fall east of the demarcation line will fall under the IST 2. So the new time zones will include those states: Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura. And also the Andaman and Nicobar Islands will also be included under the IST 2. So this is the proposal. And to make this idea of two time zones, the CSIR NPL will need a second lab in the new time zone. That is, in the new time zone area, the CSIR NPL will need a second laboratory, and the CSIR NPL has confirmed that they have the technical expertise to duplicate its existing facility in the second zone. But what is the problem? Legislative sanction is required. So in order to create a second time zone for India, what more is required is a legislative sanction. Now the CSIR NPL has made the proposal, and it has also highlighted what is the necessity for a second time zone. It has also confirmed that they have the technical expertise to create a second laboratory in the second time zone. So what more is required is legislative sanction. You can find the PDF of this lecture on my Facebook page. Thank you.